So what I've noticed is that with Foundations of Math, students really have to dig deeper. And they're starting to, because so many times students don't talk about why they did what they did. And so they have to go up to the board, or they have to be the teacher and explain their thinking, which is very difficult for those students who have had it so easy in math before. And that's where the challenge piece really comes in, because some students are saying, wait, I don't know why I did it. I just did it. I just know how to do it. But that's not an answer. I need to know why you did what you did. What was your thought process? And so that's really the challenge piece. And so because they're able to now verbalize why they're doing it, then we can kind of move them forward to even other problems, because I might be teaching, one way of how to multiply, but they're now able to think about other ways to multiply to get a certain answer now, because they were able to verbalize what their strategy was.
That I can design a lesson that will help fit the needs of all students in the classroom. So what I would do from my learning in the Foundations of Mathematics is I would start with the concrete. And that's an entry point for every single student, no matter if they're low, medium, or high. So that concrete, and teach them actually what's happening and connect the concrete to that discussion piece. So we're going back and forth and having students at all levels working with the manipulators and having conversations with each other, not segregating out my low students from my high students, but they can benefit from mutual conversations in a classroom. Some students may stay in that realm of concrete and discussion, and that's where they're comfortable for right now. That doesn't mean they're not going to go on, but that's where they're comfortable. Some students are able to take that discussion piece and start to look at the symbolic, okay? And so for those students can live in the world of symbolic with understanding. If your students have that understanding of the symbolic and it does tie well to the concrete, there's nothing that says we can't think about how does what I'm working on today help you reach the next step in this trajectory for the mathematics. What's the next thing that might follow, say, repeated addition? Well, then I can start to talk to the student about multiplication.
As a teacher going through Foundations of Math, I realized that I need to take a step back and I need to hand the learning back to the students. So those students who are coming in with an advanced knowledge of the math or the concept that we are working on are going to take kind of a front and center leadership role in explaining to his classmates and justifying and critiquing their answers, and then in a sense kind of pushing him or herself, because all of this new math that we're learning is going to lend itself to them producing problems and problem solving on their own.